Seem very bright right now on here.
The lights.
Yeah.
You're live.
Hey.
All right, we're having a live chat. What's the go? Marul's turned 50 years old. What's she hull 29?
We should wait for people to.
Well, this will be the start of the video. Otherwise, we'll be looking at the screen going, oh, what's going on?
That's true. Okay, so
this live chat is all about Marul turning 50. Hull 29? Is that what we decided?
Yes, hull 29. That's what we were told when we met a guy that is with hull 9. So Marul's hull 29.
29.
Yes.
So Marul turns 50. We turn 2.
Free range sailing turned 2.
Right.
So yeah, the first videos we uploaded was in September 2017. So it's been 2 years since you've had free range sailing.
There's someone. Look.
Thank you, Brennan.
Thank you, Brennan. Oh, from Canada. Nice to see people tuning in.
Hi, Russell. Hi, Razorblades. Hi, Christopher Duffy.
How's our audio? Does it need to be a bit closer?
Yeah. Can you hear us clearly?
So that's it. We're 2. Well, the channel's 2. Marul's 50. This is Glenn Morangi, 10-year-old.
We're actually in the
Someone
town of McLean. So we thought we'd drink a scotch while we chatted with you guys.
Oh, they're rolling in great audio. Yep, the old road's awesome. Working well. From Maine. So we decided to stay up till midnight just so we could get both sides of the world. And any Aussies that are going to be here they'll be burning the midnight oil as well.
Yeah.
There's Anton from Bavaria.
Whoa, Gray's in
Represent.
Perth. Oh, yeah, I guess Perth's good. Perth's like 10 p.m.
Yeah, nice.
Hi, Gray.
So if anyone's got any questions for us, if you want to know where we are, we're in New South Wales. We just got in. Had a pretty hectic sail down, didn't we, Pascal?
Yeah, we sailed downwind from the Gold Coast. We wanted to try and do the full run from Fraser Island, but we actually ran out of wind, so we went into the Gold Coast. And then we downwind sailed from the Gold Coast. And what did we do? Like 100 and...
We did 100 nautical miles in 17 hours.
So we averaged like 7 to 8 knots downwind. But I found it really scary.
Yeah. Good morning from everyone joining us on the east and west coast of the States. There's people in Europe. Will you make it to SA?
South Australia.
Ooh, South Africa or South Australia?
I think Razorblades is in South Australia.
Blades is in, I'd say so. We'll definitely come within biscuit toss of it anyway.
Yeah.
We've got to come down and see what all the fuss is about the sharks there.
Yeah.
So, hey, look here.
Rebel!
Wonder if the babbies are still awake. Oh, yeah, from bloody Adelaide. Oh, there's people from all over the place. Norway even.
Yeah, this is great. We tried to get the best time for almost everyone. I think a few people in New Zealand were a bit upset because it's like 3 a.m, but it's really hard to make it work for every single person that watches us because we've got everyone all over the world. So
it is. Yeah. It is. And so, yeah, we just realised we've been going for 2 years now, and that's our 100th episode just went up.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. We've nearly put an episode out every week. So if anyone's just joined in free range sailing, you've got a bit of work behind you.
Yeah,
to catch up.
I don't think I figured out the hours, but it's almost like 2 days of viewing. So
yikes. Oh yeah, 1,600 hours here.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. Cheers, Razorblades. Yeah, that's a really, some people ask us about, why do you do this for the channel and everything? And it's not for the money, I can tell you. But we have been meeting some amazing people as we've been sailing around. Like every port we roll into now, we seem to have a friend.
Yeah, it's really great.
So even, we don't have to wait to live chats, have little parties every time we stop. A bit blowy in the south of UK, yeah, it looks like that. Scott Swineford's joined us from Oklahoma.
Hi, Scott.
Nice. Hey, Brown.
And Scott Jenner, we've just recognised him.
Yep.
Oh, yep, you're Aussie, Portland. Cool.
Hopefully that boat's going well. Kiwis are active during the night. Yeah, that's true. Mark Boss, he was just enjoying some of our labelling of fish,
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
Yes, we noticed that people enjoy watching us, watching the fish descriptions, getting a voiceover of what we're looking at when we're underwater. But yeah, so we added that.
Pre-drinking before a live chat. It was.
I haven't even had that much to drink.
No, that's true. What was that one? Oh, it was great. I've watched every video. Been off work, being sick. Oh, man. We get a few of that. Like some people have said, I've been laid up in hospital, or some other mishap, and we've helped them out, So that's really great to hear. We've been hearing that people have been watching with their wives, with their kids. So that's all great. I guess that's why you don't see too much raunchy free-range sailing, do you? People are watching with their older parents, people watching with their kids.
Sure.
No one wants to see me naked anyway.
Maybe some people do. I actually think that was the subject of a conversation with our patron live chat.
Yeah, it's true. We've even got people from Ecuador. It's amazing. Look at that.
Hello, everyone.
From near the south coast of WA. No. So Scott Jenner doesn't know about that.
Hi from Ecuador. Sanada boys, Sanada.
Yeah, since we left Fremantle, and hopefully we get there in one piece as well. Oh, yeah. So a pretty common theme is people have been refitting boats. When we were last in Perth seeing relatives, a guy was actually saying that he bought a Klansman on the weight of watching our videos.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the reasons I bought a Klansman might not be why everyone buys a Klansman. A pretty small little boat. Townsville.
Wearing our t-shirt right now. Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Hey man, you're batting far out of your class. It's a bit rough, isn't it?
I think you're looking pretty snazzy tonight.
I reckon I'm looking particularly cool. We've come to what river are we in? The Clarence River.
We're in the Clarence River, and we've had a really great time looking at the bric-a-brac and op shops.
Yeah,
which is really not free range, I guess. Well, I guess it's recycling.
Where we're visiting Scotland in New South Wales.
At the moment, we're in the town of Maclean, and it's, what would you call it? Like, it's famous for its electric poles, which are painted in different clan tartans for each clan.
Yeah, they got tartans, and it should be known for its friendliness. Everyone's pretty cool here.
Everyone that's over 70 is Scottish.
Right.
So it's obviously all the people that are the descendants of the people that settled here.
If you're going to come sailing up the New South Wales coast or down it, stop in the Clarence River and go to Maclean.
It's really cool.
They'll give you a shower. There's a free berth there. Pretty good restaurants.
Pretty good restaurants and cafes. Yeah, having the free berth with free power, free water, hot shower, toilet, it's pretty amazing. And a pump out facility as well. So we're going to pump out our holding tank tomorrow. So we've been up the river for a week.
Apparently you're not supposed to take your hand spear to the restaurant, but what do I know? Yeah, I spend time with Clarence. Do it.
Yes, definitely. Okay, let's see if there's any questions.
Your handyman skills remind me of my wife's grandpa. He's forgot more than I'll ever know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, as I'm getting older, I'm forgetting plenty. Don't worry. What I have found is you get older quicker than you get wiser. The
Looking to
good at Clarence River. Yeah, we've also heard the same thing.
Yes, they're at the mouth there. You can get them from the trawlers. So we might get some when we go up before we exit. Hey. Yeah.
Retire on my sailboat. I don't know if you retire when you go on a sailboat. You end up working a bit harder than you probably ever have in your life. But so keep it going.
Leeward Adventure. Will you do a meetup in Perth if you visit home? Maybe. Last time we went home, we didn't have much time to do meetups. So we did do a quick one with our patrons. And then, we just saw family because Troy hadn't been home for 2 years pretty much. So, yeah.
My sister's watching and she's just like, yeah, he was away from home a long time.
Yeah.
Brennan, thank you very much. Malaysia and Thailand, we still don't know what our plans are for when we leave Australia, but we will be at some stage. But that's a question we get a lot. When are you going to leave Australia and have a look at the rest of the world? And when we've had a decent enough look at it. But we will be spreading our wings and heading off.
John, I don't know if there's bushfires in Queensland. We're not there anymore. We're in New South Wales now. So
yeah, there's some fires here too. So
it's been quite smoky today. So down the river. Yeah.
Porter boat heroes.
Yeah, 99 pink balloons.
Yeah, that's right. Pascal got me to sit on this side though. So. What work did Pascal do before sailing?
Oh, I did lots of things. When I was at uni, I was a florist. Then I did nannying in Europe, and then I finished uni and was a lawyer for about 5 years, and then and then I was a gardener for about a year, and then I started a little business with a friend, and now we're doing this. So yeah, just lots of things like you, plenty of different things. If that was the question you were asking. Cried myself to sleep every night because I didn't have my doll with me.
Oh, look at that. Everyone's saying you're batting out of your league. Well, you know. I'm just going to have a little bit more whiskey.
Yeah, I think you need to complete the odd circumnavigation. I think that's definitely going to happen. We've already decided that we're going to close the loop, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Why do you cast your lures with right hand and swap hands to left hand and retrieve? That's just the way it's comfortable for us.
Where did you gather your wild food knowledge? Basically, you go.
Oh, man. When I was still a kid in New South Wales, I don't know if you've ever seen that thing, Emerald Forest, where some little kid gets nicked by the Indians. I was just like,
in America?
In the Amazon is where it's set, I think. And I was just like, that'd be amazing. And I've sort of always been interested in keeping myself fed. So it's just an interest, you know, like if you're interested in something, you just sort of pick it up. So it's been going on for a fair while.
Thanks, Brett, for the praise. Contemplating on getting a bigger boat.
Yeah,
yes,
sure. When Marul's done a really great job, and when Marul was bought, I don't really believe there's one boat to do everything. Maybe that's my commercial background, but when I bought Marul, it was shallow draft and narrow beam, so it could get up into rivers. And the narrow beam was sort of, I wanted to get a bit of performance, but also be able to get up creeks when cyclones came. And the full keel, so I couldn't snap it off. So we've got other ideas, and a different boat would be better. And now that we're making a channel now, we've got so much stuff that I wouldn't have if we weren't filming. That we've turned our
so
boat into
gear.
an office and a home and a workshop. It's a bit of everything.
We bought some lighting, which has been really great for this, because before we lit up the boat, if we were just using the boat's LEDs right now, we would just be a blur because of the ISO would be blown out and you just wouldn't get a clear image. So we've bought some really good lighting.
Yeah.
I just we need. I'd just like not to be living on top of all our stuff. Like I'd like to have everything in its own locker and just be clear, because it's really hectic. Like everything we do, we have to pack everything away all the time. So. Which I know is part of cruising life, but on this boat it's really hard. So
yeah. Crikey from Texas. G'day Hassan from Turkey. With regards to cat on mono, that comes up a fair bit. We're sort of mono people. There's a place for a cat, but I don't know if it's we like mono.
I just don't like the aesthetic of cats, and I'm also really scared about them, like that if they flipped over and like if you got caught out in bad weather. That wouldn't happen, or?
Oh, it depends on if anything could conceivably happen.
Yeah.
Monos for our style of sailing, I think monos are pretty good.
I just like shippy boats.
It's a preference, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a right or a wrong.
Yeah, I think like if you want more of a like open plan, living, entertaining area, and also if you're really into going fast, then maybe a cat. But
yeah. If I was going to be a tease, I'd say I like sailing too much to get a catamaran. We just see them cruising around with bare poles all the time. But there are some good cat sailors.
Chris is asking where we get all the music from. We actually write in the description of the video where we get the music from. A lot of it we get from an audio library called Epidemic Sound, which is really good. And then also we get it from friends and people that, if people want to send us music that they'd like us to feature, that's really great, because if we like it, we'll play it a lot. We've had a few people contact us that way, and we've had some really great artists featured on our channel. So that's been really cool. Yeah, and then we look on SoundCloud a bit for stuff, but yeah, mainly those things, because I can't spend ages looking up for music. It just takes too long, and a lot of the time we don't have internet, so it's too hard to always search for music.
Yeah.
And
that's a good point. While Pascal's scrolling down looking at comments, if you want to know about the music, we write it in the descriptions, the time code. So if you really liked a song and you just see at what point it comes on, you can go to the description and you can get the link to the music, and you can listen to it and often download it for free. And also, I don't know if there's a lot of Spotify people out there, but we've updated our Spotify playlist for all of that music, so it's available for you. A lot of people are digging the music.
Rebs wants to know, what do you think your optimal size is for another boat, for a bigger boat?
What do you think the optimal size then? Well, the next boat that I've got in mind is it's around the 40-foot mark.
Yeah.
So
on our first live chat, I think we said we didn't want to go bigger than 38, but now we've seen some boats that we like that are around 40. So
not only that, is my family keeps having children. So we've actually got to consider that we need to invite a larger, and Pascal's family keeps having children.
There's another one due next week.
So, sis, we're actually got you in our plans as well.
Also, you want space for a workshop and a bigger boat, a 40-footer. Yeah.
Pascal's right. I want to have a workshop again. I'm sick of not having a decent vice and a spot for my welder. Marriage, baby. Congratulations.
How long does it take to edit an episode? We've kind of covered that before. Sometimes 20 hours, sometimes 30. Depends if we're doing lots of voiceovers. Depends if we've done, it's very variable.
Sometimes if it's a crappy episode, I've made it.
Come on.
We did it in about 2 hours.
That's not true.
What whiskey are you enjoying? Glenmorangie.
10 years.
It's
single malt.
It's the original. It's not a super expensive one, but it's a really nice single malt.
What kind of offshore sailboat would you like to upgrade to? Well,
I'll just keep it down to a dull raw. But if you just stick with us, you know what it's going to be. It'll be cheap.
Yes.
It'll be seaworthy, and it'll be Australian.
Yes, and it will be glass.
And it'll be glass.
And it'll be a monohull.
And it'll be a mono. So some people will be like, "Oh, I got some ideas." Some people are also like, "What do you prefer? Do you like timber? Do you like fiberglass? Do you like metal?" You always hear in the news that the ocean has this amazing problem with plastic. It seems like a open and shut case what sort of boat you would want to buy. It's like old.
What doesn't deteriorate?
Old
Think.
Old 50-year-old plastic boats. They're already built. The resources are already put into them.
A lot of them are just going to rot away on a mooring or in a marina. So you might as well give it another lease of life.
Yeah, but the hull doesn't, does it? It just lasts for ages. Like steel might rust. But fiberglass. So yeah, what we're going to get will be a mono. It'll be old. It'll be cheap, and it will be great.
Greetings from Wales. Who's going to win tomorrow? Is there the football final tomorrow? Is it the same weekend as the AFL final?
What's that?
Or is there something on? Someone said greetings from Wales. Who's going to win tomorrow?
Oh, if it's anything to do with organised sport, we don't know.
I know that the Tigers won today, but I haven't watched any AFL all year. So, meh.
Mark keeps wincing every time I chop into the boat. I've never chopped into the boat. Greetings from Denmark.
Hi Josh, we hotspot our phones for internet. Hello from Denmark. Hi.
Com Subpack, he's often the first in the comments saying hello from Germany, so
hello.
We're there. We see you.
Austrian boats are great. I don't know about Austrian boats. They're not really an ocean code.
No, yeah, I don't know. I'm half Austrian. He might have meant Australian boats. You are great. Marmite or Vegemite? What about Promite? Don't
Troy's
leave
a
that out.
Promite man. I'm Vegemite, but I can't find the Vegemite at the moment, so I've been eating Troy's Promite.
Is there going to be a bloopers episode? You get one every week. That's. Have we got any? I don't know about bloopers.
We could do one. I think we tend to delete that footage, but we could put one together.
Yeah, sort of anything that's sort of comical or we're bumbling around, we throw in there.
We normally put it in.
The only stuff that we really leave is just if it's really boring, if it doesn't tell you anything, or if it's badly exposed or badly shot.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do a blooper reel.
Yeah.
I finally made it to a live chat. T-Bone, well done.
Good work, T-Bone.
What would you say was the most frightening event on the sailboat? Pascal, while we were just zooming down wing on wing coming here.
Yeah, like a week ago.
That was the most upset I've seen you actually. Like
yeah, so because we were wing on wing, the wind was dead downwind, so we had to jibe a lot. And I had to take the tiller and steer the boat so that Troy could go forward and obviously adjust all the ropes and bring the pole in and everything. And I was just so petrified of accidentally jibing that I got like really, really worked up, didn't I? I was like shaking holding the tiller and like I was pretty much crying.
You're getting worked up right now.
Yeah, because it was really full on.
In your voice.
Because the not the protector, the
preventer.
The preventer.
The defender.
The preventer that was on the boom, Troy had to obviously come up, because you've seen our boom, it sweeps the cockpit. Like if you're on deck and the boom, if you accidentally jibe, you're going to get whacked like right there. You could probably die.
Oh, and it's bad for the mast.
It's just bad for everything,
it's just
really.
Bad. It's bad.
Bad. Yeah, that was scary. But I think that the most scary was when we nearly went aground like in a surf break in Fraser when the wind shifted that time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think of the scariest thing that happened.
Yeah,
maybe when you jumped in the water to try and like to free the rope from the prop in the Kimberley.
Yeah, for my scariest time, I guess that's what we'd had crocs all around us in the Sail River, and when the rope was stuck around the prop and I actually had to get in there.
The water.
And Pascal was just standing by with the spear gun, so if she saw any big lizards coming up, she was supposed to shoot them, and I was wondering whether I was going to get bitten or shot in the back with a spear.
I wasn't going to shoot you.
But there hasn't been many, like nothing really goes wrong with Marul. We sort of think it through. We don't really have emergencies that much, do we?
No, I don't want to jinx us though.
Yeah, we're heading down to Tassie, so we better not be skiting too much.
Sorry if we've missed your question. You can always send it again, and we might catch it the next time.
Someone there sending love from the south of France.
Oh, it's cousin Laura. Hi, Laura.
So we keep going down.
Yeah. Oh, someone said, do we have a favorite YouTube channel? But that's a hard one.
I don't know. The ones I like are the ones that talk about getting the most out of your camera. Actually, I don't watch any other sailing ones.
Yeah.
I've been blessed enough to visit the distillery for Glenmorangie. Ooh.
Nice. Hi from Cape Town. I was wondering, is it always sunshine and roses, or do you guys have arguments, tiffs? On a small boat, what do you do to deal with it? Can't really argue much with Pascal though. Yeah, we have actually, like, we don't really have that many arguments, but we do have disagreements about free range sailing, like the production of the videos, the direction we want them to go in. So I guess before that we barely had any. I think before we started, because this is our job, like we treat it as our job. Sometimes we'll have a bit of like back and forward and disagreements, but I don't really know if they're proper arguments.
I think we'll bark at each other a bit.
Yeah.
And then like just a quick and then it's over.
Yeah.
Particularly coming from a commercial fishing background, I don't really take harsh words to heart. I think there's been a few just sort of like, this has to happen right now. On the deck of the boat
when we're sailing,
and that's like, and that can, I guess,
that used to upset me, but now I'm used to it.
Yeah, just like, it's just the skipper.
Yeah, and sometimes if you yell at me, like, because you think I'm not doing something, but I am, then I'm just like, I used to get really upset, but now I just yell back at you. I'm like, I'm doing blah, 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 blah. So
80% of the yelling is because we're on a windy environment. But yeah, no. So I think we've got a common direction now with free range sailing as well. If you think most couples, they've got separate careers, they've got this thing. We don't. So we're really, our minds are the Borg. Are you concerned about sea snakes? No. And jellyfish, as you are about sharks and crocodiles. Jellyfish was a bit of a concern. Just don't swim on the windward side of islands and not around creek mouths and stuff like that. Mind the time of the year. Sharks we're not concerned about. Crocodiles we are definitely concerned about.
But they're
not here anymore.
Out of crocodile country now.
Yeah, sea snakes are highly venomous, will kill you if they bite you, but they very rarely bite you. And I've been mucking around with sea snakes for years. Grabbing them, playing with them, sticking them under mates' weight belts, all that stuff.
Do you find yourself hiding from the sun? Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
That'll be a nice thing about having a slightly bigger boat. We'll have probably more shade out in the cockpit. So we don't have any shade in our cockpit. So
yeah. Do you worry about meeting great whites? Not up here, possibly later. Ask us in another 6 months.
Have you ever considered a pilot house?
Yes. That Dodger is amazing, and it's the best thing we ever did to this boat, but it's probably wrecked its wind characteristics a little bit. Now we find that when we're in a tidal stream in a river and the wind is coming, we can see other boats that have been left to their normal design line sort of riding okay. Because we've added all that solar, because we need to make free-range sailing, we've added windage to the back, and I think the Dodger also adds to it. And we sort of surf around all over the place. So we might have upset the aerodynamics of the boat a bit. And maybe a pilot house does that as well if it's outside of what the naval designer actually came up with.
Yeah.
But they're great.
Yeah.
I like them. But I'll say this about a pilot house. I'd never build one that if it got wiped out by a big wave, you couldn't seal the boat up still. Like if you see some good boats that have got pilot houses, you can go into the pilot house and shut everything still with a nice big hatch.
Yeah, like the companionway's like inside.
Right. Yeah. So if you wipe out that pilot house,
you don't have a big hole of water to flood into your boat.
Yeah. Because I'm a bit of a pessimist, but having said that, like, well, yeah, nothing goes wrong if you're a pessimist because you look forward and you try and get rid of those problems, don't you?
Todd says, have we been to the US? I haven't been to the US. Troy has. And have you ever sailed the Great Lakes?
No, I was down around Fort Lauderdale and around the British Virgin Islands, going back and forward, bringing back shiny white boats. That porterboat dinghy, it's incredibly stable when you're boarding. You still want to sort of aim for the middle of the dinghy when you stop off. But no, we find it incredibly good.
Hillary has a hi from the crazy UK. My boat is only 45 years old.
And still going strong, no doubt. What was Plucky like from sailing into freedom when you met him? He was a bit distracted because he just lost his boat.
What was the name of his boat?
Oh, I don't know.
There was a cat. He'd lost his catamaran. He was with Margarita then. They were both staying. They'd met someone when they were traveling in the Northern Territory, and they offered their boat for them to stay in the marina. They were in the same marina as us in Darwin, so we'd finished our Kimberley trip and we met them then.
We were trying to actually meet Plucky because we just heard someone was cruising around that was about our age, which is unusual in the Kimberley.
Especially in the Kimberley, yeah.
But he'd sort of gone and he was on his way to the rocks by the time we got into the river that he was at.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know who he was, and he actually came up and he's asking about small boats.
About small monohulls, yeah.
And small solid boats.
Yeah.
Which is, he'd probably laugh about it now, but yeah, he was in rough shape back then. So we went and played frisbee with him, and
we went to the Mindle markets with him. Yeah, so it was nice.
He was cool.
Yeah. Good morning from Michigan. Joe Brown. Oh, you
what have I done?
everything. I don't know.
I got sexy fingers, haven't I? I've screwed it.
I don't know where we are now.
Further up. There it goes. Silver dollars once. I got stung several. Oh, yeah, no.
What is silver dollars?
What are your thoughts on Dyneema rigging? I'm reading up on it now. A person whose opinion I respect quite a bit was anti-Dyneema rigging, saying it had a lot of stretch and creep. But my reading up on it now, and I don't want to go too deep into it because I'm still this much into what I should know, is that you don't want to size it for strength because it's so strong. You size it for creep. So what it looks like is sort of what your existing rigging is. Go up 3 mil. If you got 7 mil, go up to 10, or you got 11, go up to 14 mil if they make it. If you size it for creep and stretch, the strength will handle its own thing. Dyneema ducks looks like the stuff, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I'm thinking seriously about a re-rig with Dyneema. It looks good.
Bunyip Dan's asking a while back, Troy, you mentioned getting into bow hunting. Do you reckon you might get a chance to get into that?
I used to bow hunt for pigs, and I got the bow out a bit, and I was having a bit of a shot around, and then I just grabbed my Aboriginal spear and put food on the table. And now there's not so I wouldn't mind getting into it if things are out of range of the spear and a little bit smaller. But at the moment, we're sort of right in amongst people. I don't want to cruise around with a bow in a populated spot. And we haven't seen a lot of fish at the moment. Like, there's a lot of people. And when there's a lot of people, the fish are sort of a bit scattered around.
Thanks to everyone that's answering questions for us. I've seen that in the comments feed, which is cool.
Yeah,
stuff
really
that's already been answered. That's really helpful, guys, if you can do that, because a lot of these questions we've answered before, so I don't want to repeat it for people that always tune in. So,
and some people, you might have seen a Q&A. We sort of intend to do that.
Oh, yeah, the Q&A.
We sort of intend to throw up a Q&A. It's not going to replace the normal episodes. They'll be like, look, they're taking the easy way out. No. We're going to, because we always read through the comments, but sometimes we don't have good internet. We can't reply or whatever. But we do take like the common theme questions. And then once a month, we might just, just do a quick Q&A.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look back through our videos. We did a Q&A recently.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yep. And we'll be doing those again. So we'll probably do 12 a year.
Yeah.
Maybe if I have a few that are really great, might do some other ones.
Will your next boat have a nursery? Probably not. I think nurseries are fine if you're not going anywhere in your boat. If you're living in a houseboat, that's perfect. But we're going to be sailing around.
Are you thinking a nursery for plants or a baby? I think that's a roundabout question. It was just like...
I thought plants, but no, there won't be any plant growing.
No plants.
We'll skip the baby question.
Yep.
Have you had any close calls with the drone? Well, our first drone, we went for a swim in the Whitsundays.
Had a compass error.
Yeah.
It flashes, it goes compass error, and then it went into a mangrove.
That's when we were filming. If you would have seen in the Whitsundays videos, we had some of that turtle footage around the mangroves. That's when it happened. So.
I think every flight that we throw the drone up when the boat's moving, if you ask Pascal, she'd say every single one of them is a close call.
The first few times you flew it when we were moving was a close call.
Yeah. The biggest hassle I have with the drone is not necessarily the loss of the money. I just don't want to throw whatever the hell is in a drone. I just don't want to lose it into the ocean and leave it there.
Yeah, and also like it's often when you're flying it in hectic hair-raising situations, you're getting really great footage. So it would be really devastating to lose that footage too.
Yeah, we sort of have to use that drone. Like, we're on a sailing boat. It's just a high risk thing for that drone because we got it to shoot footage. So if we want the footage, we've got to shoot it. We've got some amazing whale footage though. You just wait.
Well, I mean, if you've been following on Facebook and Insta, you would have got a taste of some of the footage. So
that's right. If you're wondering why are the videos so far behind, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram. It might not be a bag, that's all right, but there's until we get a website up and running.
Which is in the works, really, really.
How much is in the works? So much is in the works, isn't it?
I know.
We got heaps in the works. But we do want to have a website for you guys, particularly if you don't like Facebook. I don't blame you. I don't like Facebook. But you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Can you tell us a fishing story that we don't know about? I actually have one that's really cool.
Go for it.
When we were in the vessels, we'd gone ashore. We'd been we'd been tide locked for the day, and then when we were coming out, it was no moon, and we had our head torches, and we're coming out in the porta boat, and it was a rising tide, and all the mullet were like schooled, waiting to go out to the ocean. Like there was hundreds and hundreds of mullet, like probably about this size, and we were shining torches to get out to try and find our way out back to the boat in the ocean. And the mullet were just getting completely stunned by these torches, and they just started jumping everywhere, and then they were like
hitting Pascal,
hitting me, hitting Troy, and landing in the boat, and we caught like 6 mullet like that. I think in one of the Wessels episode where I'm smoking mullet in the magma barbecue, and that is the mullet that flew into our dinghy, like literally just flew into our dinghy. So we were fishing, like we weren't even fishing with a shiny torch. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's why. That's if you watch our videos, you'll see I'm always behind Pascal steering Operation Human Shield.
So obviously that we couldn't film that because it was the middle of the night, so you wouldn't have seen anything. But that was pretty cool.
Love your field trips on land. If we can do it, we definitely get out there in the bush and everything else like that, because when people go sailing, they sail to somewhere. That's all part of it. Put pool noodle on your drone so it can't sink.
I don't think that would affect the flight of the
I don't know. Put it in sport mode and it just won't catch up with the boat. It is the work of the devil. You're right, Bob. Nice to see you back again there, Bob, actually.
Peter says the website would be cool. I'd like to see different sections for things like boat maintenance, cooking. Yes, it's already been. I've already done a website. We're just populating it with content because we don't want to put a website out with no content in it. So the bare bones of it are done. It's just
When we actually did free range sailing, we wanted to make sure when we first put it up that we had 10 videos or something ready to go.
It was 5, but yeah.
Yeah, we wanted more, but reality stood
5
in the way.
5 is enough. You don't want to have too many, because then people are like, oh, what's this channel? Oh, it's only got like 10 views for each video.
Right. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah.
So we want a website, but we also want realistic, sort of decent information in the website, and doing that takes a bit of work. So.
Yes, the boat tour is still in the works. And while we're in the river, we're going to film it tomorrow. Now we've said it, we have to do it. Unless there's some adverse weather, we're going to do it tomorrow. So.
Yeah, that's right. Adverse weather. Like Troy under some Glenmorangie.
Yes, we still like our porter boat, but you got it for Northern Australia for crocodiles. Sorry, I'm like covering it.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, but we probably might be looking into a different tender. I think you've already said this, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd have a hard time giving up the old porter boat. There's no glue to fail. There's no all of the things that go horribly wrong with inflatables don't go horribly wrong with a porter boat, but you can sink them in a surf zone. So if I'm looking ahead and we're going to do a lot of surf work, I might think about, like I've seen those Taka cats and things like that. I don't know much about them. I need to research it a bit more. I think a main dinghy and a couple of kayaks would be really great for what we want to do now. There's no crocodiles. Crocodiles were a limiting factor.
Someone said we're not in Tassie. We're in New South Wales. We're in the Clarence River.
We're heading for Tassie though.
Yeah. How do you feel about the comment box? Sometimes people have no filter. Do you get mean messages? Not really.
You know what? Like with the mean messages, what are they going to do? Like we're sailing around together. We love each other. We're doing what we want to do. If someone sends a mean message, they can't really care. They can't really bring us down. Like I can pick a spot on the map and I can take my own boat there. I don't have to ask a pilot, a travel agent. I'm okay with mean messages. It's not going to do my head in.
Thanks, Brett, for encouraging everyone to like the video. It is nice to like the video. It helps us along. Yeah, sure. So Anton's building a ply dinghy that can sail. Cool.
Oh yeah. I have a True Kit inflatable catamaran from New Zealand. Love it.
Is that similar to the Taka?
I'll check it out. Well, I don't know, but Kiwi Ingenuity.
Yeah.
They make some good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ron. I'll check it out.
Everyone likes that joke.
Testing the water for
croc
crocs.
Test the joke.
It's not a joke. Any other questions there?
Maybe. Probably missed it.
Just to, if anyone's wondering, if anyone's wondering, at the moment we're in New South Wales, so we've been keeping Australia on the right, which is not what you're supposed to do. So we've come around, we blasted down. We're now in New South Wales, right up the top, and we're going to be working our way down the New South Wales coast, and then we're hoping to check out Tasmania because it looks amazing.
Oh, Paul, nice seeing you two on Australia at Keppel Island, waiting to see you guys in a kayak with Greenland paddle. Wooden stick.
Yeah, you've influenced us pretty hardcore there, Paul.
David's offering us an electric outboard. I don't know if...
No, thanks. That's okay.
Thank you, though.
We're just going to hide that message because it's got your personal phone number.
But so, thank you very much.
Yeah, don't think that
we're blocking you or anything.
Yeah,
no. Thank you for the kind offer, but we're okay.
Hide. We can look at it later, but electric outboards. The energy has to come from somewhere, and at the moment we're hard pushed running this computer, all the camera gear and everything else like that. So we're still burning old dinosaurs at the moment.
Elizabeth's asking, what is the worst weather you've ever sailed through?
Me personally, Elizabeth, when Pesky wasn't with me, she'd already gone down to Perth ahead of me, and I sailed down to Perth solo from Broome, and I got into a stage there where it was just on the nose. It was blowing probably about 35 knots. It was about 60 mile offshore, and it got up to a 3 metre sea on a 3 metre swell. That was pretty ordinary. I did sail into a megapod of dolphins, which was pretty cool. But yeah, that was bad. And the other thing is when you're sailing solo off the WA coast, you've got a lot of gas ships and freighters and stuff, and they all do like 17 knots, which means that you can't sleep for any longer than 20 minutes. But there's nowhere along there that you can sort of anchor. So you're always out for 3 days. So after you've only been sleeping 20 minutes at a time for 3 days, the weather feels even worse. Dolphins or no.
Someone was asking, what is it? Oh yeah, Mark Boss. Which of the typically available fishes in your region are extra delicious, but at the same time extra rare for you to catch?
Yellowfin tuna.
Yellowfin tuna.
I think so. At this time, because they're seasonal. I wouldn't mind. We don't. Local knowledge is something that we don't have because we're always traveling. So I think bream and everything like that, and even flathead are quite easy to catch up north where they don't see too many people. But around here, I think they're starting to be quite specialised and quite rare. So whenever you've got lots of people around, if you've seen some of our last videos, we started drifting a few stingrays, with my Aboriginal spear. A lot of fish are under pressure where there's people. Stingrays are under no pressure at all. And rather spending a lot of time getting food, because we fish for our food, instead of spending hours, which is a pleasurable thing if you're just going fishing, I'll normally take a spear and just drift it if, like something to eat, if it's legal.
Someone was asking, if anyone's asking about the whiskey, I just put it there so you know what we're drinking.
There we go.
It is back to front. You told me that
it's back to front to us. I don't think it is to them. Someone write in and tell me, is that back to front to you? What's the next improvement you'll make to the boat?
Maybe fix that.
The hatch in the cockpit sole at the moment, that definitely needs attention. I don't know if it's an improvement. It's probably a repair.
It's cracked. It just needs to be repaired. Do we have friends from the vlog sailing community? Do you have major crossing type adventures planned? Yes, we have really great friends from Meg and Darren from Sailing SV Sarian, and they've got a really cool channel. They're in New Caledonia. No, they're in Vanuatu at the moment, but they've done New Cal. They're in Vanuatu, and they're going to go to the Solomons, I think. So there'll be some really great. They're still in Australia at the moment in their videos, but once those videos come out, I think it'll be really exciting. They've had some really great experiences that they've told us about. So, yeah. And
you were having a bit of back and forward from the vet chuffed lady?
Oh, yeah, there's Sheridan as well. But I haven't met her, but she's from Yeppoon where we just visited, and we met some of her family when we were in Yeppoon. She's doing really amazing things in South America on her boat. She basically does a whole lot of pro bono, I don't know what you'd call it, but like charity work for animals in communities in South America. So it's really inspiring what she does. And she comes back to Australia a few months a year to work to save the funds so she can go out sailing again. So really worth looking at her channel, especially if you're into animals and perhaps you're a vet or you know people that are vets that would be interested in watching that channel. Yeah, it's really, really nice thing that she does.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I'm trying to think of anyone else from the vlogging community that we've met.
Like we said before, we ran into Plucky, and you know, like we send him some kind words every now and then, but it's not like we're friends.
Yeah.
So, and that's something to consider if people are ready to throw the lines as well. You're gonna have to spend a bit of time away from your friends and family. It's something maybe some people don't really consider it, but every now and then you can get a bit lonely. Luckily, me and Pasky have each other. So. Yes, Meg and Darren, they are awesome. Yeah, my first mate, we are quite the couple. Elizabeth Pascal is working on a cookbook. It's not going to be anything too extravagant, you know, because people on boats have limited means and resources. But we're busy testing all the recipes at the moment.
What's wrong with Australia? Why would anyone want to leave it?
Nothing,
me.
And that's why
we love it.
That's why we're two years later. We're still going around. And everyone's like, "Oh, when are you going to do some blue water?" It's like we go blue water all the time. We went out to the reefs.
Oh, one burner on your 27. Yeah, we do a lot of. Sorry, Elizabeth. This is Elizabeth again. We do a lot of one pot meals. So, the cookbook will feature have a whole section of one pot meals, which is. And I hope you have a pressure cooker because they're really great for one burner. Fuel saving.
What do you think? Labag one with a baby on board. I don't know. It's their baby. I like their boat with that aft cabin. Yeah, aft cabins. They've got a bit going for them. It makes.
And they made that bed. They did a modification to that boat to make that bed really nice and big, so they could sleep
either way,
any angle. Yeah, which is really cool.
I've always been against center cockpits, just because they waste space. But I think on Sarian it's a 47-footer, and I think anything over about 36 foot you can really get away with it. But it does complicate things if you like wind steering.
First sailing experience for me was I did some sailing in high school, and also my granddad had a sailboat. I don't actually remember getting on his sailboat, but I do remember sailing in high school, like after school classes. How about you?
My first sailing experience was around Pheng Na Bay in the Gulf of Thailand, going from Thailand to Malaysia, closely followed by going down the Red Sea. And we actually sailed into Yemen during Ramadan. So, I can recommend not doing that. That was in 2001, actually, and the USS Cole was still, like, there was oil all over Aden Harbour, and there was Marines running around like crazy, and things were rough. Actually, yeah, there's probably some people still watching this channel that were there with me. I won't mention names to protect the guilty.
Pete Erickson's asked, do you guys compare or have an idea about prices of cruising around Australia versus going abroad to Indonesia or somewhere in the Pacific?
Ooh, I reckon everywhere else will be cheaper.
But the disclaimer is that you can get your own food really easily in Australia. Like, you've got a good fishery here.
Yeah.
In Northern Australia anyway.
Yep.
And also there's not really anywhere to go and spend your money in Northern Australia. Is there?
That's true.
So even though it's expensive in Australia when you pull into port, like, there's nowhere to rock up to and spend money a lot of the time. Like, you're kind of on your own. Like, there's a lot of national park and just wilderness. So, yeah, you will pay when you have to go ashore, but you're only going ashore like once every 4 weeks a lot of the time, or every 3 weeks. It's sometimes even more. Like, if it's the Kimberley, it's 3 months. So.
Yeah, we can get by even on a 30-footer with limited storage space with a 3-4 month no resupply.
Yeah,
and that saves you a few shekels.
Oh yes.
But when you come back, it seems like you're hemorrhaging money because Australia is expensive. It's a first world nation, but we don't have a big industrial base here, so we import a lot of stuff. So it is cha-ching.
It's expensive. Like, haul out and refit is expensive.
Everything's expensive.
The day, marinas, all that stuff.
Fresh fish is not, and neither are lobsters.
Yeah. Troy can definitely hold his breath longer than me, but that's pretty obvious.
I did a lot better when I was still a smoker. No, I was probably younger.
Any plans to leave Aussie waters? Yeah, we have plans to leave Aussie waters.
But we want to have a good comprehensive look at Australia first. Like, we're not in a hurry to get out of here.
We talked about this in the Q&A that we had 2 weeks ago. So that was actually one of the questions in the Q&A. So you can go and on the Q&A, and I actually took the time to put time codes in there. So if you scroll that Q&A, you'll see the questions that we answer, and you'll be able to, if you wanted to know that question, you can just click on that time code. You don't have to watch the whole video. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. You're like, oh, yeah, okay.
Pascal could show Chef Ramsay a thing or two. You should see the way she yells at me. Then you find out.
Waving a knife around. I remember that's like about Gordon Ramsay always waves a knife around.
Will you get tanks and a compressor when you update the boat? I'm not sure about that. If I went that route, I would probably think about getting lift bags made for whatever boat that I had as a safety feature, so you're not getting into a life raft, you're staying with the boat. I know that fire would jeopardize that sort of thing, so you could conceivably still have a life raft, but everyone's sort of like, oh, why don't you use this sort of tender as a lifeboat? Why don't you just keep the yacht afloat? So if you've got scuba cylinders, they can actually inflate. You've got a salvage. You've got heavy duty salvage bags that once you've lifted a boat off the ocean, you can actually keep the boat at the surface, and that's something I would think about with dive tanks. But other than that, I think we'll stick with free diving. But if it's economical, if I look at like if I'm thinking about the safety of the boat, I'd actually think a dive tank and compressors might do double duty as keeping your boat afloat if you've holed it. It's something to think about if people are out there cruising. You don't need a life raft if your boat doesn't sink.
There was, what's the secret when we're both in the video? I guess tripods.
We're not telling you the secrets. You don't have to hold on to a camera.
Yeah, we just put them on mounts.
You can put it somewhere. So with the underwater camera, I just bolted it to a chunk of metal.
Yeah, and then you just kind of like dig it in the sand or slot it in some dead coral.
Yeah. No other YouTube channels are watching this. They're not going to learn our secrets.
Oh, thank you, Christopher.
Oh, it sticks out too as well.
Why no bloopers? Oh, we just answered that earlier.
Yeah. How much time do you estimate you'll need to finish Australia tour and get back to Perth? Don't know. We're going to go down to Tassie, and we don't know what we'll do over winter. Whether the bite is a thing to do.
Whether we have to wait another winter before we go over. So
yeah, and as we go further round, of course, we talk to people, and they give us more information. So quite early in the piece, we met some people, and they said, you need to see the west coast of Tasmania. And now we're just like, we need to see the west coast of Tasmania. So if we meet people further down, just go, you can't go past this part of South Australia or something like that. So we don't know. But it's taken us 2 years to get here. So I don't see why, I don't know. We'll just knock it over in the next few weeks. No, it'll take a while. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Is Cocos Keeling a possible destination?
Yeah, I don't mind Cocos. I think if we were going to leave Australia, it'd be up the WA coast again because it's amazing. And then the Cocos Keeling makes sense because then you can ride the top of the highs across the Indian Ocean and get down into Reunion and into Africa.
Yeah, Madagascar. And someone said that Rodriguez is supposed to be really beautiful that we met at a catch-up in Harvey Bay.
Strong, agree.
Patrons, so that was great. I think there was a question, about our angle fridge. Would we get another one as a freezer? Not on Marul because we barely have space for the fridge as it is. So
we're on a strong energy budget at the moment. Before free range sailing, Marul used 30 amp hours in one day. Now we can do that in a few hours, editing. And charging computers and stuff like that. And
camera gear.
Yeah. Our boat looks like a satellite at the moment, when we put all the solar array out, and it's totally crazy, but there's nothing else you can do. If you're going to make YouTube videos, you need energy.
Yeah.
Video storage is a premium on a boat. That is very true.
Ever hear of the God algorithm?
No.
No. As much time as you spend around reefs, do you have general feel for the amount of research and preventative restorative measures being done?
No, not really. I'm about 8 to 10 years off talking to marine biologists in the field. When I was involved with the Crown of Thorns starfish program, we did a bit of eradication of that. And I've got a few ideas on that. After becoming a commercial fisherman, I would like to see the eradication of starfish on dive sites and vulnerable reefs handed over to commercial fishermen. Because you make all these laws to stop them eradicating animals. Well, they want these animals eradicated, so hand it over to those guys. But, I could probably get in all sorts of strife from that. You don't know what you're saying. I kind of do. I spent a few years doing it. But that's about it. So, no, I'm not going to wade into the whole. Everyone seems to be an expert on how to save the world at the moment. I'm not going there. I don't know how to. I love learning from you both. Pasky, please keep up the great cooking. Definitely.
Thanks. Oh, what did we get the boat for our birthday? I think that was Ian. And we haven't really got. What did we get Marul for our birthday?
I didn't crash it when we came in through the seaway.
Yeah. We came in through the bar here at 1:00 in the morning, and there was no moon. So it
was a pretty good lead.
There was good leads.
The dolphins let us in. They were glowing in the dark.
They were glowing in the dark, yeah.
Mm.
Do either of us surf? No, we don't surf. We like body surfing.
No place for boards, is there?
No place. We've been in Northern Australia, so there hasn't been any waves either. Thanks, Brett, for telling everyone to like the video, to like the live chat. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys.
Do you have celestial nav skills? No. When we as Master 5, I haven't had to do it, so I'm going to have to do self-study, but I will be doing it. So I need to get an almanac, but I've got a few other bits and pieces there. So I understand the principle, but unless you put it into practice, you don't really know, do you? So.
Oh, someone made a joke, but we missed it. Anyway. Oh my, Troy. Hi. My 45 cat is built. Flood both hulls in theory will drop 200 millimeters in the water and cheers. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Have you ever dropped anything in the water? Yeah, I lost a phone in the water.
You got it. You dived down and grabbed it.
Yeah, but it died.
Oh.
It was supposed to be like, what is it, IP6 ingress protection 67. Yeah, but it wasn't. It was a Samsung and it got waterlogged. And then I just decided not to buy Samsung phones anymore. Because it was false marketing. Like, it fell in the water. I dove in and grabbed it, and then it got water in it. So I was very upset.
Yeah.
Favorite fishing lure? Come on. You must know what that is by now. Surely.
Halco Laser Pro in the Bonito.
160, 190 in the Bonito. Like either. Shallow diver.
Yep.
Made in WA. So made in our hometown. Well, my hometown. I don't know if you call it. Home state. I don't know if we'll make it into Melbourne. It's all up in the air, like we were talking about before, when we cross the bight, when we finish the circumnavigation.
Keep track of us on Facebook, and
Instagram.
We just update. We update where we are, if we're planning on meeting people. All that
Scott,
sort of stuff.
life-proof cases are great, Scott, but my phone was in a life-proof case. That failed, and water got in there, and then the phone failed. So I was just a bit peeved, to be honest. Ian, I get the impression that Marul is getting a bit small for your needs. Would you? Oh, sorry, Ian. We've just discussed that earlier, and we can't repeat it. So someone might respond in the comments for us, or you can watch back. You've obviously joined us later on in the piece, but you can watch back and read.
Yeah, you can. Shane, thank you very much, and good luck. Good luck selling that home and getting your new home.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Fantastic.
Sailing by Christopher Cross. Really?
Sailing by what?
2 of the top 3 sailing channels are Aussie. Well, in absolute numbers, or just your favourites there, Rosie?
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible to circumnavigate Australia in a 21-foot trailer sailor? Sure. And you can pull in, and maybe you've got a partner with a trailer, and you can go caravanning for a while and then take up where you left off. We met an engineer in the Kimberleys who was doing much. He wasn't circumnavigating because he had no desire to see certain parts of Australia, but he was seeing every part of Australia he wanted to in a trailer sailor with a dog.
Yeah, it's cute. The Sedges Reef. I feel like we've been to the Sedges Reef Hotel. Oh, that's the one at Iluka, isn't it? It has wrecked a few yachties, yeah.
we'll go back
it's
there.
It's a really cool pub. We have to go back there, yeah. We went past it, but it was midday and we didn't really feel like having a beer at midday. We're more midnight whiskey kind of people than midday beer people.
Yeah. How's the engine doing after the rebuild? It is going tickety-boo.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah.
Troy gets excited when the engine's purring. We've been motoring a lot because we're in the river, so...
If there was anything you wished you had done, if we had the time and the money and everything like that, it would have been really great to soda blast it, give it like 20 degreases and give it a new fresh coat of paint, but we couldn't. So it still looks like, I don't know, the next person that gets hold of this yacht will be looking at the engine and I'll be like, no, you should see on the inside. But, what are you going to do? South Africa, thank you very much. Hopefully we get to meet you in person.
Any plans to head to Langkawi or beyond? Not sure.
Langkawi. We don't necessarily have plans to get up into Asia at the moment.
But there might be like a boat that, if there was a good boat that we wanted there, we might go there. Like we might fly there from Perth or something, or sail up there. I don't know. But
I don't like fish. Is there a good one to try to help me like them before cruising? If you get a good tuna and you just sear it, don't cook it all the way through. If you sear it and try it like a steak.
Maybe splash out and get like sashimi grade tuna from your fishmonger, like something that's been really treated well, really well bled, and like everything like that.
So don't cook it too much if you want to treat it like a steak. And if you want to cook it so it's white all the way through, just think of it as chicken if you're dealing with tuna. And that's the most likely of cruises to get. But Spanish mackerel as well.
I think Spanish mackerel, I don't know. I know people that find it a bit fishy. I don't find it fishy at all, but I think Spanish mackerel is delicious. But
yeah. Is there anything he doesn't know? Yeah, you have no idea.
It's a bit like me purring.
You're rough on the outside, are you, Brett?
Oh, have it. Sorry you got to go to work, Rob, but thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hello, it's so great that there's all these people from the UK, because you guys normally miss out.
That's the thing. From Poland.
Yeah, Bavaria, all these people from Europe. It's really cool. We've been trying to figure out how do we include all of our fans from the States, make it friendly for our fans in Oz and to Europe. It turns out, drink whiskey at midnight and everything works out just fine. Yeah.
Brewer Monday. If you Brewer Monday, I guess in the Sale River, Pasky did some brewing and I caught some barramundi. That's as close as it got.
Yeah.
If you go check out those Kimberley vids, you'll see plenty of Brewer Mondays.
Yeah, there's one called barramundi and bushcraft, I think. Yeah. That's got a big barra. I catch a big barra.
Yeah, thanks, Edwin. Edwin says, thanks for Edward. Sorry, not Edwin. It's Edward Tillman. Thanks for having a wholesome channel that can be viewed by the entire family.
That's always in our minds when we're putting together the videos.
It's always in our minds. We don't do like sort of trashy thumbnails too much. Every now and then, Pasky wants me to like take my top off or something.
Show a little bit more skin.
But we're aware of one of our long-term fans watches it with his 9-year-old parents. He loves it. They all get together. Yeah. People are always saying, I love to watch it with my whole family, with my children. If we're inspiring some kids to muck around in nature and have a get outside, all for the best. So yeah, it'll continue like that. No T&A. Q&A. Harvey Bay to the UK. How was that transition?
Yes, Tassie. We're going to Tassie in summer. That's right.
Yeah, and yes, talking to the locals is the best if you want local knowledge. Night shift drilling away.
Nice.
You. That's the way, Sean. Keep it going. A pressure canner. Yeah, I was actually looking at in the future at some point we might need a kerosene burner to get those 14,000 BTUs to do some good pressure canning. Cheap.
No, we haven't been to the US, California. I haven't been to the US. Troy, have you been to California? Yes.
No. I've only been to
West.
I spent a fair bit
East.
of time in Florida, and then I spent a few very sketchy hours in Atlanta around the bus port.
Okay.
I was like, oh, what's going on here? Have you tried smoking when preserving fish? Oh, yeah.
Yes, we have done that a lot.
Oh, look at that. I introduced the channel to my parents, and as a result, we chartered a boat in Croatia.
Oh, nice one. That's awesome, Peter.
Yeah, that's really great. My brothers from different mothers. Yeah. Very attractive and resourceful lady.
Thanks very much.
There you go. Yeah, a lot of people say, like they're giving us praise and try not to get a big head about it, but hopefully we're just showing what it's like to really be out here. We haven't sort of glossed it up, but we haven't made it over like dramatic, like, oh my God, it's all bad. It's not all bad, but it's not amazing all the time. So
what's the best thing you experience living the way you do? I like being out in like nature a lot more. Like you kind of always outside and in the elements, which you don't really have when you're living on land, I reckon.
Yeah.
You do have to make a lot of sacrifices though. Like we wanted to go ashore and get like a bottle of champagne for tonight, but it was blowing like 30 knots between. Well, when we put the anchor down here, we couldn't go and dock on the wharf and go and get stuff, and we couldn't set up the dinghy because it was blowing like 30 knots, and there was wind against tide, and there was waves, and yeah, so you can't always do what you want to do. Like it's not easy like on land where you can just walk somewhere or jump in the car or all that sort of thing, is it?
You have to carpe that DM right then.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, living the way we do. Sometimes when we've been on land for a while and we get into sailing, it takes about 2 weeks to get back into the groove of it. And I wonder if people ever experience that. Like if you've got a 2-week holiday, at the end of it, you're just like, some people are looking forward to getting back to work after their holidays. But I think we actually have that time to get into a new mode of living. And I think you think maybe a little bit differently. I haven't seen too many other people walking around barefoot in the bush throwing spears at stingrays. So,
thank you, Daryl, for the very kind donation. Cheers, mate.
That is, really great. Thanks for every. We just get so many people. We don't really hassle people for money, but our audience has been really generous. Like we've got patrons. They've made it possible for us to keep going. We didn't know it was going to happen. People send us some money on PayPal. It's just amazing because they don't ask for any recognition. They don't want their name up in lights or anything, and it touches us. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
As well as making this possible.
Yeah, it is. It's keeping it going. So
look here.
Yeah, Chris
Warner.
Yeah.
Good to see you made it, mate. What would you say is the absolute best thing? Oh, is that what we were just talking about? The best thing we experience living the way you do? Fresh seafood.
Oh, you're saying fresh seafood? Yeah.
I was being flippant, but
yeah.
Do you have a folding bike on the boat? Razor blades, if we get down to where you are, you can come and have a look on this boat. We don't have room for another paperclip.
Sharpening knives.
Yeah,
cool.
That's right. Hopefully a few people have been sharpening knives and getting some useful out of it.
If I'm skipping your question, it's because we've already answered it. So thank you to everyone that's helping us out by answering these people that are answering questions that we've already answered, like typing in. It's really helpful. Yeah,
thanks, Scotty. We try and hit that. We try and hit that balance. I hope your balance is okay on that little boat of yours out there as well. Not really the same, but enjoy the good views, the good tunes. And they're great to watch. There you go. Do you like catamarans? We've got nothing against them, that's for sure. They're not for us, We did charter that catamaran when Pasky's family came to the Whitsundays, and we found it was perfect.
Yep.
For
family stuff.
For what we wanted to do, because I'm very much like a boat that you want to do things with. Catamarans, I think they're quite expensive. Like for a boat that I would want to be sort of seaworthy enough to sort of go into high latitudes and things, the cost of the cat that would do that to the cost of an old mono, it's a lot. And I don't know really how to sail cats either. A lot of those forces are sort of hard to read.
Yeah, that was weird when we had that cat. We weren't really sure. You can't feel it. So I'm sure you get used to it, or you learn how to feel it.
How is Uncle Jeff? Is he going well?
What is jeans? Did he wear jeans?
No. Everyone ignore that comment. You don't want to know.
How have you learnt so much about nature? I feel like a whole lot of questions just came in all of a sudden. So you want to answer that one, Troy?
Learn about nature?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You know what my very first present that I asked for was? Like it must have been 3, 4, something like that. I wanted David Attenborough's Life on Earth with the moth on the front. It's just gone downhill from there, really.
I feel like there was one. Do you find an abundance of crays when you dive, or are they getting harder to find? We haven't been really in crayfish habitats lately, but when we're down in Tassie, we've been told about some spots, and we're hoping that there'll be lots. When we're in the Abrolhos, there was just like once we'd figured out where they were.
Yep.
Because for a week or so, we didn't really know where they were, but then we figured out where they were, like in the current. It was different to the habitat in the reef in Queensland, which is why it took us a bit of time.
Everything is the same.
Local knowledge. It's just local knowledge, isn't it?
It's local knowledge, and look in the right spot. I've heard of people talking about reefs, and they're like, "Oh my God, the whole thing's ruined. There's no fish." And then me and Passy have gone there. We've made videos. You've seen all the trout there, and it's crazy. So you really do need to know where to look. And sometimes we don't have the local knowledge, and we go there, and it might look a barren to even us. That sounds a bit big-headed, doesn't it? Even we can't find them. But it's just the case. But a bit of local knowledge, and it probably goes a long way.
Do you ever want to just quit and go home? I think that's happened like not at all, really. This is our home. Yeah, I guess you mean go on land. But no, I think we'd be a bit lost now if we tried to go live on land.
We miss having like chooks racing around. Sometimes I'd like to get out. I used to really enjoy gardening, dig my hands down and, look, the soil was as deep as my knuckles. Chooks racing around the joint, a workshop under the house and that. But the rewards of boat living are such that no.
Hi from Russia. Hello.
Yeah, fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay. They mentioned they've been looking at upgrades around 40 foot. Yeah, about 40 foot. Everyone was racing around in the 70s. We should have called this not free-range sailing like it's the 70s, and I could have worn this shirt. But everyone's sort of going up, and even we would like something a little bit bigger, but it's not that you need it. It's that you definitely want it. But having said that, we're running a business now, essentially. Not really, but free-range sailing has a lot of aspects of a business, like extra computers, more power needs, more space,
more internet needs.
Yeah, Pasky needs to take up this table here, even though the sales brochure said this comfortably sleeps 6. I don't know. It's like
this table's supposed to seat like 4 people or something.
Look at this.
This is the biggest chair, and we just fit on it.
My hands are 25 centimeters long. Look, I can put. It's not even a meter. So that's 75 centimeters wide.
This boat is supposed to fit 6 people around this table. I don't even know how that's possible. Anyway.
It's mad. I know the obesity epidemic and all the rest of it, but there's no way. There's no way. No matter what's falling apart, we managed to fix it, and you can learn. Yeah, you know what? Not too much has been falling apart, so that's pretty good. Button up that shirt.
Oh, yeah.
It's for the thumbnail, mate. It's for the thumbnail. There's some cleavage.
Do you keep a flare gun? Well, we have to keep flares by law, so.
Yeah, we got rocket flares on.
Yeah.
No gun, though.
No gun.
They're cool, but they're hard to get the charge for. It's easier just to get the handheld.
Yeah. Are you in Grafton? No, we're not in Grafton. We're actually in McLean.
Ah.
What's the chances for my wife and I to do a charter boat with you?
Very close to nil.
Very close to nil. Maybe if you became a...
No,
not even.
We only do that really with
family and close friends.
Because yeah, even doing yacht deliveries, I'm sort of gone away from. There's too many unexpected surprises. I had a share like that in 1973. That is when I was born.
What's the longest?
Same share bought at Asian Leaders Conference. It's probably true.
Any new merch coming? Not yet.
Yeah, with the merchandise, usually it gets to a crescendo of people asking, and then we'll go for it again, and release T-shirts. So it's not, we don't really do it constantly. You know, if we were running T-shirts all the time, we'd either have to have a warehouse, which we don't have, and organise the shipping, because the company that we does, you know, they'll run a campaign and they'll deliver it for us and everything. They'll take a decent cut. But if we ran it all the time, there's no margin at all. Like, I think we make 50 cents a shirt or something. Made boat maintenance approachable. That is the point that I like to put across. Even when I was a working ships engineer and bumbling around and somehow making everything work, you don't have to know everything, and no one thinks you do, but you better be able to read some instructions and sort of get it together. And the more you get in there and get your hands dirty, you've seen these things before and you get a feel for it, and it just becomes easier and easier. So yeah, maintaining your own stuff is very satisfying.
Exploring Botswana.
No, I really love the 44 foot. I was saying a center cockpit is doable in large boats. In a 30 footer, why would you? No. Every good sailor has a few horrible shirts. Too right.
We don't know what Millennium Falcon's boat is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
Who decided? Yeah, I don't.
It was in the 60s, so I don't know.
It sounds like you got some experience with elevator stuffing there, Dan.
Oh, thanks for posting about your wind gen repair. To do mine the same. Cool.
Oh yeah, cool.
Did you bypass what was it? You did the bypass of the...
Just tore everything out and put a bridge rectifier in. And it's still cranking, and our batteries are still alive, because there was a few people like, oh my God, it's going to destroy everything. But no, it hasn't, of course. Yeah. It's good. Are you planning a face-to-face with Arnold of Boat Shop Fame? If we get down to Sydney, because he's got a clanny. So
yeah, it's pretty cool that he has a clansman too.
When are you due to Anifal next? I don't know.
Anifal's doing really well. We did it. We painted it a year ago, and we haven't even scraped yet. We've washed the top sides because it gets green like slime and algae and stuff on it. But there's nothing. There's no growth on the hull yet. So, and now we're going into colder water. It might last longer. So,
yep. Well, they got Tayana 42 Vancouver equals Millennial Falcon. If they paid any less than $100,000 for it, they'll probably have problems with it. Are they flush with money? Are they good?
Oh, it's a Faro boat.
Faro? It can't be with a Tayana. Where do you stow your lifeboat and ditch bag? So with the lifeboat, there isn't one. A ditch bag, we have a dinghy safety drum.
Oh, it's here.
And that's got flares and all the stuff to...
It's in one of our episodes.
To fix an outboard. Lifeboat we don't do. There's not space, and I don't hold a lot of store in them. I've heard too many stories of them not working and things like that. Out of Australian waters where EPIRBs don't work as good, there'll have to be another solution. But I'm not sold on life rafts. I talked about it a bit earlier.
There was some questions up here, but they've sometimes there's nothing and then they all come quickly. Are we going to cross an ocean soon? Well, not really, because we're doing Australia. We're going to cross the Bass Strait. So. And we'll cross the Southern Ocean, I guess, to get to...
The Great Australian Bight.
The Great Australian, yeah, when we do the Great Australian Bight to get back to Western Australia.
Going the wrong way across that too.
Yeah.
Procedures of products to protect the boat from lightning strikes. If you have a look at thunderbolts and lightning, we talk a little bit about it. And basically it revolves around removing all of the boat's electrical circuit from the batteries.
Yeah.
And removing...
You remove some fuses.
Take the fuses out, but I can also take our GPS off, like out. One of them's wired in, but we've got a backup one, and that can be put...
in a Faraday cage.
Yep, like a pot, chuck it in a Faraday
We put it in
cage.
a stainless steel pot.
And I've also got a backup sounder that plugs into a redundant, at the moment, completely disconnected sender unit. So if the wired-in sounder gets fried, I can pull that other sounder out of storage, hook it up to the transducer. That's not, it's completely
you mean I
isolated.
don't get to hang off the boat with a weight?
Oh,
and
yeah.
count the knots?
Yeah, no. I'll be watching the sounder, but you'll still be doing that. That's just funny.
How do we avoid Ciguatera? We just don't eat really, really, really big reef fish in any reef areas that have had cyclones damage.
But between your shoulder to your wrist.
Yeah, so all reef
for
fish.
Trout.
Yeah. So what is that, like meter? No bigger than a meter.
I got a Faro boat, Bruce Roberts. I don't like the noise you made, Troy. Some of the epoxy products that are coming out in the oil and gas industry to fix up concrete might mean, James, that you get to keep your boat a bit longer. I think they're actually becoming repairable again.
Who's Bobby Burnquist?
Don't
know. Do you know who that is?
No, don't know. Everyone loves the shirt. You. That's right.
Free range, wrong way sailing. Thanks, Scott.
That's it. Yeah, who's going to complain if they don't work? That's a awesome comment. But if they did get to complain, I reckon they'd complain pretty vigorously. Harnessing the lightning.
If it's bigger than your arm, it'll do you harm. That's cool. I haven't heard that one, but that's pretty much our mantra, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. You can't do that with Spanish mackerel, but Ciguatera is, and I'm going to do a bit of a Ciguatera thing in a Q&A because it's a common one. But Ciguatera is, there's a fairly damaged reef and Ciguatera sort of go hand in hand as well. So if you're around healthy coral reef, you've got a lower chance of getting it. I got Ciguatera up in Lizard Island in tropical Queensland, Australia, and that was after a big cyclone went through 18 months before and did a bit of damage. Whether or not it was that, I don't know, but I got pretty sick. You know, it knocked me out for about 2 weeks, but I didn't have to go to hospital or anything. Well, I couldn't because I was out on a boat.
I wasn't with Troy when he got Ciguatera, so.
Budgie smugglers, mate.
Budgie smugglers.
Get them up, yeah. What's the best meal you have had on board?
I think those prawns were like pretty insane.
From my point of view, it's every single dinner I've had.
Oh.
Made.
But no, those prawns that we caught were ridiculously good. They were like the best prawns we've ever had by far.
They were amazing.
Pretty, not a very complicated meal, but really good.
Yeah.
We actually didn't show it in the video. We were going to save the heads and the tails for like a stock, but then we just started eating the heads and they tasted so good. We just ate everything.
It was incredible.
We ate the whole lot.
Yeah, I can totally recommend just frying in garlic and butter.
No garlic, just butter.
Just butter.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Butter and salt.
Happy 50th for Marul. Yeah, that's right. If you didn't know, if you haven't caught me saying it before, Marul was the first Aussie entry into the inaugural 1970 Trans-Tasman, which is the solo yacht race between New Zealand, New Plymouth, and Australia, Mooloolaba. They're trying to take it away from Mooloolaba and have it somewhere else, but it's still going to this day. So Marul was the first and only Australian entry in 1970. She didn't win.
No, she came
there.
last. Peter was wondering if you've had any like relapse of your cigar. But...
No relapse at all, and I've just been on a fairly steady diet of fish ever since.
Hello, Dylan. Nice to meet you. And yes, we would, if we go to Melbourne, we will do a catch up. We tend to do organised catch ups. They're often paid events because we have to get a venue in any big towns that we go to. So we did one in Brisbane. We'll do one in Sydney. And if we go to Melbourne, we'll do one there. And I suspect we'll probably do one in Tassie, in Hobart or something like that.
Suspicions confirmed.
Yes. So yeah, if any of you want to see us, like, and you can get to Sydney or Melbourne when we get there. But I don't know if we can't promise that we're gonna get to Melbourne. So
yeah, no promises. Yeah. Oh, John, sorry to hear that your data freezing. You'll be able to come back and watch it, but just glad you made it.
Yeah. Hi, John.
Hey, Larry, I'm next door. What?
What? Maybe they're watching, like, maybe they're in a marina next to each other. I don't know.
Do you experience any type of culture? Oh.
Apparently our connection is unstable, guys.
Well, it's come up. Yeah, so that can be a bit of a culture shock because sometimes you'll be out at sea and you'll have your own thoughts and they might conflict with other people's or whatever. I think that's pretty well known though. What's another? Crowds can be a little bit crazy. Driving in traffic is definitely just...
Brisbane traffic was insane.
Brisbane, if you live in Brisbane, I feel for you. That
the roads are crazy, the traffic's crazy.
Yeah, what your city designers have done to you is just string them up. Yeah, sorry if we got a bit jittery there. Like
it said that the connection was failing, but...
How'd you learn about the Aboriginal way of doing things? Just knocking around with a few blackfellas.
A shellfish safe from Ciguatera, yes, I believe. So.
Say again?
A shellfish safe from Ciguatera, yes.
Yeah, but shellfish have their own problems. Down in Tassie and in Alaska, I believe. I don't know because I haven't been there. But down in Tassie, they get shellfish poisoning. So yeah, it is something to look out for, but it's not Ciguatera. It's just a whole different type of poisoning. Yeah, all good on the connection. All right. Come back to the Kebbles. It was great at the Kebbles, but yeah we're
southbound now.
We're using those northerlies to head down.
What's the longest you've gone before returning to land? Well, I guess for me it was like the 3 and 4 day trips we did up the WA coast and to Darwin from the Kimberleys. But for Troy, it's been a lot longer.
Yeah, I guess it was probably crossing the Atlantic from Africa up into the Atlantic and over to Brazil. I can't remember how long it was. It was about 2 weeks.
You were in a really fast boat.
Yeah, we were in a pretty good boat. Like we did 10,000 miles really quickly. Like I think we were averaging 200-mile days. We're going off.
Yeah, it was a delivery of a big sailboat.
We were going.
What was it? A 60-foot sailboat?
85.
Oh wow! Yeah, 85. Okay, massive.
Everything doesn't eat you will try and poison you. It's not strictly true. It's just pretty benign. I remember when I was in Africa, like this Maasai guy was just like amazed that I'd made it through to adulthood. I was like, what are you talking about? There's lions and leopards and all sorts of stuff here.
Wow, everyone's asking about boats. You're just going to have to stay tuned, guys, because when we start looking for them, then we'll reveal everything then, I think.
Yeah, we don't want to push the price up of our future boat.
Yeah. We don't want we don't want people snatching up the boats we want. So you're just going to have to stay tuned, I think. Oh, connection.
Oh.
It says 4G.
Trollmaster, can I join you? You can join for a chat if you want. With a name like that, you're going to have to do well. What's the biggest boat you'd feel comfortable crewing just the two of you? On a mono, it depends on the layout. You can have unwieldy 30-footers and you can have well-designed you can have well-designed boats up to 60 foot that they single hand nowadays. But I think like about a 40-footer. Pascal's getting better and better at sailing. I've got a lot of motor boat experience, and I'm building up. I've probably only got about 20,000 miles under my belt under sail. And Pasky, you're probably about 6,000 miles under your keel now. Since we left Perth, we've done about 5,000 miles conservatively, I think, because we've come in and out and gone out and all the rest of it. So, yeah, about a 40-footer. Yeah, okay, the connection still looks good. I think what it does is sort of buffers out. It just tells us the connection might not be going that great.
And it froze for a bit, but that's better than what's happened previously when we've just been doing it and it looks like it's streaming fine, but people have been telling us it's not working, which is what happened in Cairns, which is really annoying. Oh, cheers, Jake.
Nice. Thank you, Red. Our Fosters.
We don't even really drink Fosters in Australia.
We're on the whiskey.
Weird.
We're on the whiskey.
If we go to Alaska, will we use an aluminium boat? Probably not. We stick with glass because it's something that we can, if
you can paint, you can fix fiberglass.
Yeah, we can fix it.
So I find aluminium an awesome conductor of sound, cold, you name it. Good.
And you've had a lot of time on aluminium boats in your commercial career.
Yeah. Once you've pounded them a bit, they start to crack a bit. Good in a lightning strike.
Show pretty feet. What?
That's just trolling. A bit gammon.
Yeah. We don't drink that. That's why we export it. I think a lot of it's brewed under license in other countries, Fosters. They just cash in on like the Australia kind of paraphernalia of marketing. I don't know. It's weird. That Foster thing's strange. Anyway.
Jose Carlos, thank you for joining us. Nice to see you there.
Oh, Jose. Hi.
Made in the UK by a
I
British
see a
company.
traditional double-ended solid keel in your future. You know us well. Is honey really good for a sore throat? Yes, I think it's quite good for a sore throat.
Yeah, we'll answer any question here on Free Range. Florida, yeah.
I got Ciguatera and Bora Bora from a large wahoo.
Yeah, large wahoo will do it. Die from horse.
Yes, no doubt. Bee stings. Lots of people die every year from bee stings.
Happy 50th, Robert from the Sailing City in Port. Nice. Thank you, Robert.
I think we need to just block Tyron.
Yeah.
Sorry, because you keep asking us the same questions and it's really annoying.
Send him on his way. He needs to lift his game. G'day, Nige. How you doing, mate?
When will what happen?
When did this happen? Oh, the live chat, I guess.
Oh, no. When will something happen?
There, look, right there.
Hide user.
You can keep going. We just don't need to see it.
Well, when did this happen? Oh, Nige, we've sort of been telling people for a couple of weeks or a week and a half about this. Glad you could join us.
Oh, in Gove. Nice. Good one, Nige. Watch out for the crocodiles. You're getting up into the country there. You don't want to fall off that boat. What is Ciguatera? It's a type of fish poisoning. So it works its way up the food chain. It starts as little tiny dinoflagellates, and as fish eat it, it concentrates in their tissues. And then the top water predators, it concentrates them. It doesn't affect the fish, but when we eat it, it affects us. It upsets your nerves. It makes hot and cold sort of just crazy. It makes your skin, when you lick a 9-volt battery when you're a kid, I guess only little boys do this. I don't know if ladies do it.
I've never done it. You asked me and I was like, no, I haven't.
If you licked a 9-volt battery, make that sensation times 2 and then all over your skin. So when you touch it, it's like, it's mad. Can
we show what's around us? No, we can't because it's 1 in the morning. Actually, it's 1:30 in the morning. Yeah. Trollmaster, we've talked about storms and bad experiences previously. And same, Jim, we've mentioned where we are twice now.
We've got to go. We're
in Clarence River.
Yeah, we're in the Clarence River when we are coming south.
Am I going to get my captain's license? Not at this stage.
Tis fuck. How'd your listening go?
It's dark. It's dark. Have we had a run-in with Irriganti? I haven't. You had a friend that got stung by one?
Yeah.
Or a colleague or something?
He wasn't very happy about it. The thing with irukandjis is they make your muscles contract uncontrollably. So you could have someone that's like doesn't really lift, you know, and they'll be like, oh, gee, I'm kind of sore. And then you get some front rower from the rugby team and he'll just be pulling himself apart. It's all bad.
I think Nigel's stolen something.
Yeah, Nigel does good. We don't have any pets. It's sometimes be nice, but on a 30-footer, it's a bit restrictive. Hi,
Kim. 9:30 a.m. Yeah, it's getting late here. We might have to wrap up soon.
Yeah, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, 1:35.
Maybe we'll have one more drink and then we'll wrap it up, eh?
Usually when the whiskey gets to the bottom of the label, we've got to go home.
This is like when we meet other cruisers, we'll take a bottle of rum. And then it doesn't last that long. And we're like, sometimes we're only there for a couple of hours and we're a bit concerned because we've drunk a lot of the rum. Yeah. And then we've got to get home. Not so bad now, but when we were in Crocodile Waters, it's a little bit sketchy.
Ooh, proper whiskey. And he even spelt it right. Look at that. Bring back the tash, you reckon? Pascal's been agitating for the moustache.
Well, maybe November.
I don't really grow a great beard, but the moustache is solid.
You do a good moustache.
Late. It's only 12:30 p.m. here. That's sort of relative, isn't it? 11 a.m. in New York. Yeah, that's how we structured these things. Are you heading back north after Brizzy? We're in New South Wales, so we do want to go around the island.
Yeah, the continent. Whoa, Paul! Good work. It's 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's going on.
Very impressive.
Your thoughts on using hand lines versus rod and reel? Well, all the pros use hand reels. So in terms of trolling, for fish, not getting on the internet and trying to annoy people, like a rod with a lure works really well for us. If you've seen us, like we'll be cooking along at 7 knots and still land fish, and that's hard. And with a hand line, you'll need thicker line and the fish can see it and it cuts your catch down. So a thin line when you're trolling on a rod and reel is better. But I reckon around the reefs and stuff like that, a hand line gives you a good feel and it's cheap and it's quick and easy.
Stephen, you're up late. Stephen that gave us the flight.
Yeah.
Hi, Stephen.
Nice to see you with us there. Let's catch up. Yeah.
Portash.
Hey, it's from Italy.
Moustache and lip gloating was the best look. Sailing Taranto, greetings from Italy.
That video with the cockatoo got the most likes of any of our videos, and I'm still not convinced that it's not just because of my moustache. No, it's from the cockatoo. Yeah, thanks for recommending us. Quite a few people. I think like we're growing, steadily. We don't try and have big dramas or thumbnails are clickbait. So we're getting a lot of people that are doing recommendations. Cookbooks for a treat now and then. Well, we'd have to actually
write the cookbook
and print them. Favorite fishing reel? Shimano TLD 25.
Yep.
We have 2. They're so easy to service. With that fishing reel, I should really say I haven't used a lot of overhead reels. I just went down, checked out what the pros were, the pro charter guys were taking people out fishing, and just went, that's what I'll get. And it's just been invincible. But one of them, I shouldn't say invincible because I've destroyed the bearings. Yeah.
People keep asking what scotch we're drinking. I'll just leave it there.
We endorse Glenmorangie. What I should do is just drink out the bottle and just leave it there. The trimmed beard.
No, I like the trimmed beard. That's when I met Troy. He had perfectly shaved.
I hope you don't mean this because it's not trimmed. This thing's out of control. The cooking segments, yeah, I bet Pasky does a great job.
Are you aiming for a barrel tuna? What's a barrel tuna?
Do you mean one that we can take to Japan and sell for 100,000, or? Don't know what you mean.
Glamorangi.
That's it.
I'm glad you've been enjoying the Australian coast. We love it too. That's why we want to share it with everyone what we're doing. So yeah, thanks, Amanda.
Oh, Sailing to Freedom gave us guys a shout, and that's how I found you. Great.
Oh, wicked. Cheers.
Nice to see.
Thanks, Plucky and Margarita.
We like to talk about them now and then.
Yeah, we mentioned them in an episode.
Any news on free? Yes. The free range cookbook is on. We're gonna have to do like an episode on the cookbook. It's coming.
It's coming.
We'll just say it's coming for half an hour.
Yeah, it's coming.
No, I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm not.
Suggesting what?
That it's wrong to drink straight from the bottle.
My bottom tried to kill me. Sorry to hear that, Nigel.
Oh man. How? You need to fill us in, Nige. Send us a message.
Yeah, send us an email. Tell us your woes. Yell all your words. Love your big provisioning video. How often do we do a provision? I don't know. We're picking up stuff now all the time, but we do actually next week's video we do a big provision, so you'll see that, Linda.
With the provisioning videos, what we normally tend to do is you can get a long way on dry stores and then just pick up chocolate. No, like fresh fruit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And chocolate.
Butter, cheese, yummy stuff.
Glamorangi was the only spirit, and it was an antiseptic. That's not very nice at all. It's a delicious antiseptic.
Do you have commercial tickets? And does this go to sea time?
I don't anymore. They're running out. So.
Thanks, Brett.
What's the lifetime of your sales? If you can get about 10 years out of your sales, they're not doing pretty good. So these sales are about 4 years. When the sail makers...
Adrian and Jess from Switch Sales.
Yeah, when Switch Sales got a hold of our sales in Brisbane and patched them up for us, they were just like, we estimate these to be about 6 years. So we use ours pretty hard. But we should be able to get a fair bit out of it. We look after them. We sail very conservatively. You know, we don't race them, and we reef early and stuff like that.
Someone just asked a question about fishing. Rick Nelson.
Oh yeah, Rick.
I did a lot of commercial fishing with jig lines. Seems easier for sailing. Seen fiberglass jig poles that work good. What do you think? What's a jig line? I don't know what.
With jig lines, are you talking about tuna? Need more information, Rick. Or do you mean a Smith's jig, like for mackerel? Trollmaster, you guys got a new subscriber. Well, welcome. Yeah, people that's been following since the early stuff. We just met one of our fans from, like, he was subscriber number 200 when we were behind Fraser, and it's just been awesome to meet people who have followed the journey and they know the whole background. It's amazing.
What's that? Bunda. Well, I'm not going to try and say that Scottish word. Thanks, Dan. It's a little bit hard to receive stuff at the moment because we're kind of all over the shop. So
Bunharban. It's the Scotch Wolf. Yeah, don't send us stuff, but I'll look for it.
Yeah, we'll look out for it for sure.
And that's another thing with you generous people. Like, we get a bit overwhelmed that people want to send us stuff, but we really
don't have space, and we don't have an address all the time. Yeah.
So.
Have you seen any strange lights in the sky and the water? No, but we've seen some great bioluminescence, and I think we're going to see a lot more now that we're further south. It seems to be more lit up, so that's cool. Boona Pain. Boona. I'm not even going to try a Scottish accent.
We're here in McLean as well.
Brunahaben.
We don't shill the stuff that we use. You know what? We will shill it if it deserves to be shilled. Like if it's a product that really works, and it's particularly if it's an Aussie company, we'll shill it hard, but only because we think that you'll get good use out of it. Conversely, if it's rubbish, though, we don't tend to give it a hard time. So
we just won't promote it.
Yeah, we can't tell you what to avoid, but we'll definitely support something that we think is good. So
yeah,
I've given a few litres of Bushmills a try.
I get bioluminescence in my Chapsco.
Yeah, definitely. So scariest to more.
As if you didn't shill the whiskey. Thanks, Peter, for helping us out there with questions that have already been answered. It's really cool.
Yeah. If you met aliens, would you invite them on board?
Maybe.
Yeah. I wonder if they'd invite us on board. I've been watching since Naked Latitude. It's the nude latitude,
mate.
12 million views and counting. Craziness.
She's 30 foot. Might you ever capture a time-elapsed shot of the Milky Way? Well, yes, but we haven't really. You need to go on dry land in the middle of the night and sit there for a while. And you need to be somewhere where there's no other lights. So we just haven't had that. We haven't done that for a while.
Look at old Moneybags Nigel, a 20-kilo stainless mantis. Woohoo! Flash.
Talisker or Putney?
That's true. You can taste the salt on the Talisker.
I like the Talisker, but you don't like it that much. It's peaty. I like peaty scotches.
It's a toss-up. Yeah, I don't mind the porter boat, but one boat can't do all things, so we'll have to really we think about what we want to achieve and get the boat for it. That porter boat I actually got because I wanted a big enough boat that crocodiles would be intimidated by it, and inflatables get eaten by crocodiles. So, Nige, tell us about your inflatables. Got my sailing license because of you guys. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I hope you're getting plenty of experience listening to people. The best investment you can make in your life is listening to people that have done it before. You'll save a fortune.
Yeah.
Don't make the mistakes yourself. You won't have enough time in your life.
8 degrees some days in Tassie. Yeah. We're ready. Yeah, we are going to get thicker wetsuits for sure, Stephen.
And Pascal got an awesome sheepskin jacket today as well.
I did. Op shop store find.
The Brits and don't hold that against them. Well,
yeah.
We've got plenty of British in our family.
Sailing Yacht Florence, we only found out about them like recently and they're already in Indonesia. So there's not going to be any collab with them.
I woke up for a go for a pee.
What? Who woke up? What?
The other thing about pets as well is in Australia you've got lots of national parks, and we sort of believe in not only the letter of the law but the spirit of the law as well. Like we don't want to take unwanted animals into national parks, and to leave your dog behind on a boat while you're just frolicking really in the surf. These dogs just because we hear them. You know, people have got dogs and they're lovely dogs and everything, and they are just cooked that their owners are not there with them.
Yeah, so it's no good. It's no good at all.
Glasgow from Scotland. Represent.
Okay, that's enough toting the whiskey.
Yeah. Anyway, it's medical cannabis. What does he care about whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are croc teething rings. We heard about a few people lost them.
New cow, yeah, maybe.
On the way back.
On the way back from seeing the States, maybe, and Africa. So in the future, that's probably when we do New Zealand too. So
yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah. Shall we
wrap it up?
It's getting late.
Thanks everyone for joining us. It's our boat's birthday. If you've just got here and you don't know why we're here, that's what we're doing. Marule's turned 50.
If you enjoyed the live chat, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, give it a thumbs up.
Oh. Good night, everybody. It's so nice seeing your messages as we say good night.
Yeah. And yeah, if you've only just tuned in, there's an hour 49 before that you can go back and check out. So this will it should
Thank
be
you,
available to
Christopher,
watch
for the
pretty
donation.
soon.
Another lovely donation. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are all amazing.
And thanks to all our lovely patrons that have tuned in. I've seen some of you on the message feed. It's really cool to have you guys here. You're the ones that are keeping us going. So a big special thank you to you guys.
Yeah, Mr. Warner.
And those of you that also contribute to us on PayPal, because some of you prefer that.
Yep.
So thank you.
All of you.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
We do. All right. Bye for now.
Ending stream. Bye-bye.
Yes, we want to end it.
Crunch.